guys, welcome back to our channel. We're the Garso Twins. I'm Britta.
And I'm Carly.
We would love it if you would subscribe down below and hit the bell so you're notified when we upload.
This would be a good first video to watch because we're doing a Q&A.
Kind of like an Ask Me Anything, because lots of these questions are very random, which we love. We love random questions.
Love random anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, we haven't done a Q&A in a while and we just wanted to answer some fun questions. So let's get into it.
Okay, the first question is, what was the hardest part and your favorite part about moving from the Midwest to the West Coast? And I think this person was also making the move. So we did this 13 years ago.
We are so old, you guys.
We're not so old.
No, we're not old, but like you're like, wow, like time flies.
Yeah, time flies. We moved to, if you're unfamiliar, I know we've answered this in other Q&As, but we moved to San Diego when we were 18 and we lived there.
From Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin. We lived there for 5 years and we went to Cal State Long Beach for college. We commuted. And then after we graduated from Cal State Long Beach, go Beach.
We loved it.
Yeah, we moved to LA. And so I almost, well, not that that was a harder move, but it was hard. And I think that the move for us, well, I guess what was, I don't want to get up.
We should answer the question.
Yeah, we should answer the question. So she said,
favorite part and hardest part. So the hardest part about leaving where you're from is obviously leaving the people you love. Like,
yes,
obviously.
But I think that pertains to anywhere in the country. She's specifically asking Midwest to West Coast.
Okay.
And I think
that's true.
The main difference is the people that you're around. If you are from the Midwest, you know it's like a group. It's a familiar group of people. They're friendly. I feel like they would give you the shirt off their back. Like those types of people, salt of the earth. Like the stereotype rings true in my opinion. And so going from that type of environment to at least where we went, San Diego, the people are still nice. Like I love the people in both San Diego and LA, but it's different. The people are different. They're not as neighborly.
Yeah. I don't know. I disagree with that. We totally lucked out and met like a really solid group of friends that we're still friends with.
I don't think she's asking like our friends.
No, I have a different answer because I felt actually like super welcome. We found our people really early on, but I know that's not the case for everyone. So we really lucked out. But I'd say the hardest part is just financially. I think.
But don't you think that's just because we were 18 and poor?
Yes, I do, but even if you move today from the Midwest to the West Coast, you will have an eye-opening experience.
Yeah, there's a shock, a dollar shock.
I think for us, because we were only 18, we had been paying for a lot like of things ourselves, and you know, like we worked, so we understood money, but we didn't understand it a lot. We were fresh out of high school. Like we moved in July after high school.
Yeah.
So we also didn't have a good understanding of money, but then we moved and we did understand that things were significantly more expensive. Like filling up our car with gas was like a lot of money to us. Like just everything was more expensive.
Yeah. But I will say we were lucky because we moved in with our good friend Shauna, and she's kind of like a big sister to us, and we shared a room, and I think we each paid $300, which is so cheap. And that was 13 years ago, so it's probably a lot more now. Yeah. But we were lucky in that sense that our rent wasn't like crazy. Yeah. And we got to live with like one of our best friends.
Yeah, no, we totally lucked out. So I think it's hard for us to answer because we had such a unique experience, but I would say the hardest part was like the money aspect.
And I would say the hardest part was being thrown into kind of like this new environment of people. It's not even the people, like Carly said, we met some amazing friends that I feel as close to as our friends back home, but not even our friends, just the people in general. It's kind of like a major transition because you're used to a certain community and then it's totally different. The people are totally different.
That is true. And then your favorite part. Oh my gosh. Well, there's so many good things.
Yeah, highly recommend.
This is so hard. I think off the bat, like when I was 18, I would have honestly said the weather.
Yeah.
Because it's such a shock. Like growing up in the Midwest, you know, harsh winters where we're from, northern Wisconsin, and then really humid, hot summers.
Yeah.
So you think that's normal, and then you move somewhere else, specifically the West Coast, and you're like, wow, have I been missing out? So I think when I was 18, I would have said the weather, but now as an adult, I'd say like my favorite part is, I don't know, it's feeling like you fit in more.
Yeah.
I feel much more myself here because just like the industry we work in, like what we do, and like we're like entrepreneurs, and I feel like people are so much more like open and like dream so much bigger. And that's not to say people in the Midwest don't dream big, but you just feel like you're surrounded by like-minded individuals.
Yeah, I feel more like supported in general.
Yes, I definitely think more supported and less like questioned.
Yeah.
Like, like, oh, I'm like confused by
Which
what
kind of
you're
goes
doing.
back to like my negative thing, I guess.
Yeah,
Is like
yeah.
it's just the way people think, the mindset is totally different.
Yes.
So yeah, I would agree with that. I think that I feel very inspired living here every day. And we love the weather and food, honestly. The food is 10 out of 10.
When we were 18 living in San Diego, the food was not good.
No.
So, I mean, not bad, but like it wasn't like it is today.
Yeah.
So.
That was a rambly answer.
It was so long, but that was such a good question, whoever asked that.
Yeah, I love
such a good question.
And we still love the Midwest. We love going back, but would never live there again. If that is a follow-up question.
True.
Okay, the next question is pet peeves.
This
and
is so
hilarious.
It's just funny because people get so specific with pet peeves.
Yeah.
I think Britta's about to.
I know my number one. My number one pet peeve is laziness. Like, I can't.
That's not very specific.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
need to be
Yeah.
specific. She asked pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
My number one is laziness. If you're lazy, it's just going to bother me, no matter who you are. I just can't get behind it. We're not lazy. I feel like I like to be around people that have good work ethic and at least aren't like slothy, you know? So that would be my main one. And then sinks or dishes in the sink.
Okay. I think mine, and this goes back to just like our childhood, because Britta's been like this our whole lives, but it's not just her, but like when someone touches your things and moves them around, I get extremely triggered. Like Britta has always done it to me and be like, where did you put this? Like, you know when you put something somewhere and you know where it is and then you go to like find it and you're like, I'm not crazy, someone moved this.
Yeah, but when she says somewhere, it means common area.
Yeah, but like she does it, my boyfriend also does this, and so I just get so annoyed. I'd say that's my biggest pet peeve.
Yeah. And I said dishes in the sink, which I think you hate too.
I hate too, but it doesn't bother me as much as other things. Okay, do you feel you have a capsule wardrobe, and if so, would you showcase it on YouTube? You know, that's a good question, because I do kind of feel like I've built a capsule wardrobe, but not purposefully. I think that we both just really like basics.
Yeah.
And like when we spend extra money on pieces, it's usually basics, like shoes or blazers. So yeah, I would say so. In the past few years, I've been like experimenting more with like adding color in, but even the things that I purchased that are like colorful are still like a basic silhouette. So
yeah.
I find that I
think that in a way, like Carly said, we do have a capsule wardrobe. I think how I look at it is, yeah, like if I'm going to invest in something, or the things that I won't even think twice about purchasing are things that I think will work in a variety of ways, in a variety of seasons for us here in LA. And then I can like wear for years. And then I do like to buy some more like trendier pieces at like a, you know, a more affordable price point, but not too trendy where I would never buy something to wear once, essentially. Like, I feel like that's that's just super wasteful and not what I usually look for when I'm shopping. So trendy-ish I do like, but more so than not like classic pieces.
Yeah, and so we can film a YouTube video, but a lot of our clothes are like years old.
Yeah.
So if that interests you, we can do it, but if you just want it for inspiration, but not so much to like buy the specific pieces, so let us know.
Favorite food or meal, and then this kind of goes with it, but do you prefer to cook or go out to eat? So favorite food or a meal for me is pasta.
Yeah, but I think they mean specifically.
Oh, well then the John and Vinny's.
I know.
Fusilli alla vodka. I mean, that's for sure our favorite thing to make at home.
Yes.
If we've made it at least
15 times?
Yeah, at least 15 times since the recipe was released on Bon Appetit.
But we have had it at John and Vinny's, or like from John and Vinny's.
Yeah.
And I love it, but it's like just as good at home.
It's just as good at home. So
we love the Salad Days pizza.
Yeah, the Salad Days pizza.
My favorite meal from like a restaurant, I'm trying to think.
Oh, is that what she means, do you think?
I guess
know. Yeah. My favorite meal from a restaurant? Ooh, that's hard. Any pasta. I love pasta. Everywhere we go, if there's pasta on the menu, it's what I'm ordering.
But I also love the pizza from Gra. G-R-A.
Yeah, but we can't go.
Okay, you're right.
We could go on and on. We could do a dedicated video or like a TikTok.
Our favorite foods in LA. Yeah, let us know if you want that.
And then do we prefer to make dinner at home or go out to eat? Actually, in the past like 2 years is when we really started cooking at home, and I do love it. I love both, but we love going out to eat. It's
going out
kind
to
of like
eat-
a hobby for us.
That's like what we spend our money on.
Yeah.
And remember my boyfriend for years ago, he used to only, like, he would like, let's go out to a nice meal, and like I always wanted to go out and spend money on food. We're like, God, he like loves going out for a meal. Like, we'd rather spend our money on other things. And now I'm like him, like the complete opposite. Like, I'd rather save money, not buy material things, and like go out for a nice meal.
So,
and we do that quite often.
Yeah, so to answer the question, we prefer to go out to eat, and we love making pasta and eating it out.
Okay, next one. At what age did you become passionate about makeup? I also love this question because we were such late bloomers. Like, most people that work in the beauty industry with us are like, oh my gosh, when I was like a little girl and I was like trying on my mom's lipstick, I knew then and there that I wanted to work in makeup. And that was not the case for us. Like, we wore makeup. Like, obviously, like in middle school, we like wanted to wear like the pink lip gloss. And like in high school, we wore like I want to say
we've always liked it though.
We've always liked it, but we weren't very into it. Like, in our interest, it was like not really on our radar. And then we moved to California, and even like throughout college, I feel like we liked it.
But I think it's because in San Diego, I think it's less of a thing.
Yeah, that's so true. We just didn't get into it. And then we moved to LA, and that's when we started watching YouTube, and that was in 2014. 2014. So we were, how old were we? Like 24. We were 24.
Okay. 23?
Were we? I think 23 or 24.
Yeah.
So we were like older for getting into it then. We started watching YouTube, we moved to LA, we started like perusing the drugstore for all the finds we found on YouTube. It was like so much fun. We started like trying eye makeup. Like, I remember it all so vividly because it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, so about like 23, 24. So later in the game. For sure.
I also love this question. I know we say that with every question, but you guys came up with some good questions. How do you work together on projects? Do each of you have your own strengths and divide tasks accordingly? I would say yes. So I pretty much delegate, I feel like. Because I am better at knowing like what needs to get done. Like, obviously we only work on our stuff on the weekend. So like I usually come up with a list of like things we have to do that weekend. And then we'll kind of see like what we can do Saturday versus Sunday. Fridays, like when we have half days, we can also get some work done. So I would say I kind of come up with the list. We do both edit videos, so we kind of switch off. We have a tracker of like when we're posting everything, and we just switch off. So we like assign it to each other, and then it's pretty easy. I mean,
like Reels and YouTube.
Yeah, for Reels and YouTube. Like, she'll edit her Reels, I'll edit mine, etc. And then yeah, we each have our own strengths and divide tasks accordingly.
Britta's definitely more like organized. I guess I'm more of like an idea person, I would say.
Yeah, so I just
we both have good ideas.
Yeah, I just divide the tasks accordingly, I guess.
Yeah, we never really have discussed this. This is just like how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like an unspoken truth.
Yeah.
If I tried to tell Britta what to do, she would never listen as well. That's true.
Yeah.
So I think it just works. I don't know.
Yeah.
Next question. Do you ever have trouble coming up with weekly favorites? Yes, we definitely do.
Really? I don't think so.
Well, I don't think like trouble, but usually on Fridays, because we film on Saturdays, we will like add it to our sheet where we track everything that we film. And sometimes I have to like think about it, like, oh, what I tried this week. But this is what I usually do. This is my process. I'll usually like go into my bathroom and see like if there's anything I've been like really using that week, or I'll like look at my nightstand and see like, oh, did I buy anything that I've been like really using?
Yeah, I usually go into my bathroom too.
Yeah, and just sort of like look for things, and then if I can't like think of anything, I'm like, but there has to be something, because you know sometimes it's just hard to think about like the things you've been using that week. I don't know.
So I think maybe for you the products are hard to come up with, but like the food favorites are so easy.
The food favorites are so easy
because we're always buying things from Trader Joe's and Target.
It's more of like, so then like the last thing I do is usually go into my Amazon purchases and be like, what did I buy this week, or what did I use this week, and then it like clicks and I'm like, oh yeah, I loved that. So it's not like hard, but there's a process.
And then it's usually pretty easy if we started like a new movie, show, podcast.
The media aspect and the food is so easy, but it's more of like little like, I don't know, like lifestyle product recommendations that like takes a little bit.
Okay, somebody asked, favorite meal, is it breakfast, lunch, dinner, or snacks? And I think you know the answer. We love snacks.
We love snacking.
Yes.
If we could snack for every meal.
Like Oliver Putnam from Element B or Murders in the Building, Only Murders in the Building, when he said dips for dinner, that is us. Like, I know I mentioned this when we talked about that show, but we would eat dips for dinner every day if we could, if we weren't 31 and couldn't digest.
I know.
Take longer.
It's we just love snacks.
Yeah.
We've always been this way.
Yes.
Always. When we were kids, I mean, we would eat, our parents would make us eat real meals, but then we would snack so much.
But like when we were in middle school and could eat our own lunch, snacks. We wouldn't eat meals.
Yeah, we ate snacks. We had like a brownie,
nachos, chips. Don't recommend.
Yeah, but I have no regrets, and I do not see myself ever changing.
Yeah.
Snacks for life.
Okay, and then follow-up question to that is favorite chips. My first thought, well, there's two that came to mind.
This is really hard.
The Tostitos. Salsa Verde chips. Those were pretty life-changing. Like, immediately when we tried them, we could not believe how good they were, and like have been repurchasing them since. So those Salsa Verde chips, I would say, are probably my favorite. But I love the Carolina Gold barbecue chips from Trader Joe's. They're just seasonal, so I would say those two are like my all-time.
Me too, but if we're going with like classics, I'm gonna go with Cheetos.
Cheetos. Duh.
We've, again, always loved Cheetos.
Yeah.
Okay, future travel plans. This question is fun. So we've been wanting to go to New York for this whole year. Back in January, we like kind of had a trip scheduled for our birthday, but pandemic was really bad and we just like didn't want to deal with that. We didn't want things to be like closed, and also the weather we know is like horrendous in January.
Yeah, but we were
Britta
prepared.
was like all for it, and I was like, I don't think you're like remembering how bad it can be. But anyway, we postponed that trip and we have never rescheduled, and then we saw Lea Michele was going to be on Broadway in Funny Girl. So now we were like, we gotta go there and see her in this show because we are such big Glee fans. So we're trying to go in November.
Yeah. We're aiming for like early November. And then you guys know we always go to like Arrowhead for Thanksgiving. So that would be our next trip.
Which is in California, it's local.
Yeah, but still highlight of the year.
Yeah, I don't know, we've really like cut down on traveling in the past few years.
Which is sad. Like, I do love traveling.
It is sad.
I think that we've just gotten so busy that like our weekends are spent working. And so we don't really prioritize traveling, but I want that to change.
Me too. It's been hard to take time off, and then when we do, like we just went home to visit family in Wisconsin. So it's like really difficult. We really rely on our friends getting married to plan trips to somewhere fun, because you always have to make time for that.
Yeah, these are kind of all, there are a couple questions here. Do you want to get married? Question mark. Kids? Question mark. If so, would you upload wedding planning content? And then someone else asked, would you ever do a double wedding? So we'll start with the wedding question.
Okay.
We both want to get married. Yes. We are not in a rush. We've both been in our committed relationships for
a decade.
And mine's been 9 years in November. So a long time. I don't think that marriage, at least in my mind, I know everyone has a different opinion about this, but you guys asked us. So in my opinion, I don't think that it means you're like more committed. I think it's a really nice idea, and I do want to get married, but it's just not high on the priority list. Mostly because of the cost of a wedding.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think that once you've been in, and this is probably because we've been in relationships so long, but I don't feel lack of commitment because we're not married. And I also feel like there's so much other things going on. I honestly don't know how people have found the time to plan a wedding, continue on with your normal life. And like, I don't know, we're trying to like grow our businesses. There's just so many other things we're trying to do, and our boyfriends that they're also trying to like grow in their careers. And it just is so low on my priority list. But like, I could get engaged, but I'd probably be engaged for like 5 more years.
Exactly. I don't.
Maybe we seem like older for not being married, but it's just like a choice. And I've also been like, maybe I'll just like get married at a courthouse.
Yeah.
Like, that seems more my speed. Like Britta said, I cannot imagine spending the money on a wedding.
No. We spent all of our money on our businesses at this point.
Yeah, we do.
And
we live in a really expensive place, and I don't want to change that. So it's like, I don't know.
It's not high on the priority list. And then the double wedding.
But I do think marriage is like a really nice thing, and probably get around to it at some point.
Yeah, the double wedding question, we never wanted a double wedding. Now I'm like, if we do both end up going to a courthouse, we can just knock
it out in one day.
That's true, but no, we have never wanted that. No, we've never wanted that, no.
It's like your one day to yourself as a twin.
And then there's like two, it'd be more fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that when I do get married, it will be extremely small, on a budget, don't want all the hoopla.
Yeah, which is so funny because when you're younger, at least when we were younger, we were obsessed with weddings and like I always dreamed about it, and now I'm like, well, I could live without all of that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even like,
I would want to own a home first, even
yes,
so.
That's so true.
That is nearly impossible in this city, so that's probably not going to happen.
Well, not never.
No, but before marriage.
Oh, I see.
I don't see that happening.
I don't know. I think other people can probably relate to us being in their 30s feeling this way. I hope so.
Yeah.
Hope there's
at least if you live in California.
Out there,
I think
like
it's way more common.
That's true. And then kids.
Yeah.
I don't think I want kids.
Yeah.
I would say I'm like 90% sure on that decision.
I've never wanted them, but I don't want to. I'm a very never say never type of person. We're air signs. We just kind of go with the flow. Whatever happens, happens. But the plan would be no, at least not until I'm like 40.
Yeah.
And so I think that I would plan on probably like freezing my eggs to have the option, maybe when I'm like 35 into the late 30s, just to have the option. Because again, never say never. I really admire Jen Atkin. She obviously had kids after she was 40 via surrogate. And which seems ideal, first of all. And I know she's very privileged and she's like made that very clear, but she said she never wanted them either. But then when she turned 40, she realized the only thing that was giving her purpose was her job and career. And I just could see maybe that happening to us.
Yeah.
So like if I would reach that point, then I would want the option like she kind of verbalized. She verbalized it really well. I actually screenshotted it because I felt like it was a good reminder for me.
Yeah, so, I agree. I think that, I know there's like all these things where people like, you're like a geriatric pregnancy if you have them over 35, but I definitely don't feel like I would be ready or like okay with it for like the next like 4 to, how old are we?
No, like 9 years.
Yeah, like 9
honestly.
years. Yeah, but I'm saying like 4 is like when you're 35. It was when it's considered like geriatric. Yeah. And then even then, like we're only year 1 into our 30s and I'm like loving it.
Yes.
And I like really want to be selfish with my time.
Agreed. Yeah, we've always been that way. Always. Kind of selfish with our time and money. I don't feel bad about it. That's just how I am.
Yeah.
But
we have a lot of friends that have had kids and it's like, I love watching them be moms. I'm gonna like cry if I talk about it too much. So it's not like we don't like kids.
Yeah, just like the more that our friends have them, the more I like them in general. I also think we've touched on this before, but we were never around kids.
Yes,
this is actually another question: is do we have a sibling? So we don't have any other siblings, and we only have 4 cousins total, and they're all like 10 years older than us.
10 years older. So we were never around kids.
Yeah.
And then by the time we moved to California, our cousins had started having kids, but like just when we moved, so we weren't even like around them.
Yeah.
And even now, our good friends that have started to have kids, most of them live back in Wisconsin. Yeah. So we're not around them very often. So we have like 0 experience with children.
Yeah. So I think that could be your follow-up question. Yeah. Like, oh, why? And it's like two reasons. Selfish with time and money. Well, I guess that's kind of one encompassing.
There's a lot of reasons.
Yeah, lots of reasons.
There's
but
so
also
many reasons.
Just the inexperience.
Yeah.
In general.
But there's so many reasons.
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it here.
Decision. Obviously, you guys know if you have kids, props to you because it seems like truly the hardest job in the world, motherhood. So
yes, it really does. Bottom line, that's like what I like.
Yeah.
I'm like so scared.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this seems like so much work. So good on everyone that has had kids.
And someone else asked, do you plan on moving? Do you always want to live near each other? We do plan on moving. We don't own this place. We've been renting it for 5 years. We love it. I think ideally our next place would be a duplex that we could each live on one side of. But I think we mentioned this before. We love our neighborhood. We want to stay in this neighborhood. So it's really hard. Ideally, we would buy something, but that's even harder.
Yeah, but that is our goal. That's like what we would want to do.
Yeah, so live near each other. Yes, we want to live next door to each other.
Yeah. Which we don't think is crazy.
No, I mean,
even if you have like siblings, I'm sure if you're really close, you want to live close to them.
Yeah, like a multitude of reasons. I mean, we like, we our best friends, so we like to spend time together. But we also run 2 businesses together, so just the convenience of always being close is just like in LA, if we were to live far from each other, we would never see each other because it's so hard to get around if you're not like in the same neighborhood.
So no, we would never live far from each other.
But yes, we do plan on moving. We don't know the timeline for that. If we could find like a duplex to rent that we liked enough, we would move. Or if we could find something to buy that's even better.
We're also really lucky. Our place is rent controlled, and I know that's not the case for a lot of people in big cities, so we feel very fortunate.
I don't think we thought we would be here for 5 years even.
I don't think we did either, and now we're so set. That's the other thing is like with marriage, moving, and all that. I'm like, well, I just like how where I'm at. Like, I like everything.
We love living here, and I mean, a huge part of it is because we can save money here because we don't really have that many bills.
And the 4 of us live together. So with our puppies. Okay, go to Starbucks order. I feel like this changes all the time. Does anyone ever get the same exact drink?
Oh my gosh, I think people do.
Oh.
I think it's a thing. That's why somebody asked.
Okay. We don't have one. I would say we like really love to switch it up. I love variety. If there's one thing about me, I love switching it up. I like
air signs, you guys. If you're air signs, you get it.
I'm sad there are no astrology questions in here.
know, that's true.
I never like order the same thing at restaurants. Like I love switching it up. Anyways, currently it would be the pumpkin spice cold brew.
Yes, but I was saying yesterday when we got it that I almost like the chocolate cream cold brew more. And then if you watch our Instagram story about the Dunkin' fiasco, like those drinks were so good, but what do they put in that coffee? It had me actually shaking.
It was so strong, but I loved the prices because they had like a deal on British drink. It was so cheap.
It was so cheap.
And like it tasted really good. So I think we have to explore Dunkin' more. But back to Starbucks. Currently the pumpkin, what is it? Pumpkin spice cold brew.
Any of those with like the
foam.
Cold brew with the foam. And then we also love any of the flat whites.
Yes, we do. What's the flat white we loved and I'll still be mad that they got rid of? Was it like the honey?
Oh my gosh, no, but the honey one they had.
No, it was the fall one.
The fall one, what was that?
It was like,
that was the best drink they've ever had.
Spicy, not spicy, but like cinnamony, warm spices, flat white. And
actually the pistachio latte is the best drink they've ever had, but they got rid of that too. But we also, we love the honey almond milk flat white. We get it with oat milk. And we always get it with half the pumps of sweetener.
Besides the cold brew.
We get the cold brew. This is, you guys, we're not going to.
We switch it up. We don't have to order.
Okay, this one I think we should have marinated on, but top 5 Trader Joe's snacks.
This is so hard.
The one that comes to mind right away are the French baguettes. I don't know if
that's not a snack.
Oh no,
move past it. That's not a snack.
I think it's a snack.
No, it's not.
Yes,
a baguette? That's not what they're asking.
Somebody comment below, back me up. Those little French baguettes from Trader Joe's that you put in the air fryer for 6 minutes are a snack.
They're a dinner side. It's not a snack. I'm gonna start us off.
Okay.
So my favorite are the spicy crunchies. I think they've since been discontinued. I think they have been discontinued, but I love them. I don't even like whatever they called, like hot Cheetos, whatever those things are.
Yeah, flaming hot Cheetos.
I think this was like their version of those, but I was so obsessed. I would go through a bag in like one sitting, and now they don't have them. I'm really sad about it, but that has to be on my list.
And then we already talked about the Carolina Gold barbecue chips.
That's also on my list.
And patio chips.
Oh, that's true.
I love patio chips, but I like the Carolina Gold more.
I feel like we're missing like dips. Oh, well, our dip that we make, is that considered? But it's not like a ready-to-go dip.
Yeah.
Unexpected cheddar with crackers.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely up there. We need to like recap this.
Up there.
Yeah.
I feel like we're missing so many things right now. Like, I love so many snacks. I don't even know.
But those are the ones we repurchase all the time. Unexpected cheddar cheese with the multigrain pita crackers, Carolina Gold barbecue chips, spicy crunchies, the patio chips when they're around. These are all like seasonal.
We have one more spot.
Well, the baguette.
Oh my god.
Okay, but don't tell me we don't purchase those every time we go to Trader Joe's.
I feel like we're forgetting about like, are the mousse cakes a snack or dessert?
I guess dessert.
There's so many good things.
Yeah, there's so many good things.
I don't know. We love all the dips.
All the dips. Like the jalapeno artichoke dip. I love the cauliflower jalapeno dip.
Me too. We love the Mediterranean hummus.
We love the...
we love the cinnamon Toscano cheese when it's in season with crackers.
What is the dip that we eat with the corn chips?
Oh, the elote dip?
Yeah, the elote dip.
We love that too. We love the corn chips. I don't know. There's so many.
Yeah.
But those are all a lot of them. Okay, tips on being productive. How do you work plus YouTube, but also keep up with shows and books? We actually loved this question because thank you for noticing. That is so nice. Oh, I don't even know how to, I think we talked about this before in our last Q&A too, but like, because we only have the weekends to work on our stuff, because our jobs do require us to essentially work really long days during the week. I know not everyone's job is like that, but we like really can't turn off at 5 p.m.
Yeah, we're like customer facing, which I guess
we're customer facing. We work with other countries, like, you know, vendors in China and everything. So like we have to be on like long days, Monday through Thursday. We do work half day Fridays. So the week leading up to the weekend, we just like plan out, like Britta says, our schedule on what we have to film that weekend. We have like a tracker where we write what we have to film. We sort of make like tentative to-do lists, like, oh, we have to like yes, last night we poured candle samples because we're testing new scents. We had to get those poured so we can like test the scents in a week and then order the fragrance if they work out. Like everything has to like happen at a certain time. We know we have to film usually on Saturdays, then we edit on Saturdays. We like run errands. I don't know, I guess we have a schedule. I guess that's
we
like
have
the
a
best
schedule.
way
And I will
to
say,
put it.
so I think I was going to say, A Beautiful Mess, Elsie and Emma talk about batch working. They did a podcast episode on it. I'll link it down below because I think what we do is a form of batch working.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think that's the only way that we can really get everything done. Like for instance, for dyad content, we try to rent a studio space like once a month and shoot a bunch of content at once. So then we basically have that ready to go and we can just schedule it. We use later.com to schedule like our posts. So we can schedule it for the week and we don't have to like worry about shooting pictures. Whereas like with our personal content, like Reels, YouTube video, we kind of shoot those on the weekends, like Carly said. So we kind of just have a schedule. Like we know that, well, we have been trying to film on Fridays if we can, but usually it's Saturdays. We film YouTube and Reels on Saturdays and we edit them, so that's all done. And then I use Sunday to schedule it. And then on Sunday I'll do like any newsletters we're doing for Dyad as well, any like promotions, that type of thing.
We've also been, now that we're getting close to launching Clean Coats, our pet shampoo, we've been prioritizing like that work that has to be done on Sundays, I'd say. So it's also just like reordering your priorities. Like in the past, I think we've worked on diet stuff, or we've like taken like a few hours to like watch a movie, but now we're like, oh my god, this launch is coming up, we have to like dedicate the day, like you do this, I'll do this, and we just sort of like divide tasks. So we do divide a lot of tasks too, which I think helps.
And I will say, because we've started working like a lot on Clean Coats on the weekends too, we restarted Reengage, I don't know, Asana, if you're familiar with it. It's a platform that you can kind of organize tasks and projects, and we used it years ago, and I was like, Carly, I'm going to like start using this again because we have so much going on, and it really just helps organize things. Like on the side tab, I have a tab for like our social media, Dyad, Clean Coats, and then the weekend to-do list. That's kind of like overall, like what do we need to get done this weekend, that kind of might fit into a multitude of categories. And I feel like it's so much easier because then I can go to the tab and be like, oh, what do we still have to do for Clean Coats? What from this list do we have to do this weekend? So like Carly said, we just know then what we need to prioritize that weekend. But yeah, we have to be super organized. We have to have like the tracker that we use for content. We basically like put a list like through the end of the year of like our Wednesday video and Friday video and like what we think we're filming, so we can keep track. And then we also have like a tracker so we can keep track during the week of like our weekly favorites, our monthly favorites, things like that. So we kind of just have everything ready to go, so when we sit down to film, there's like no question.
Yeah. And then how we keep up with TVs and movies in between. For a long time, we did a really bad job at this. We were just like working really hard, and then we'd like forget to watch movies and stuff like that. But TV, we generally just dedicate during the week. Like once our shows are back in fall, we'll just be like, oh, we have to watch this tonight, or we have to watch this tonight, and just like make sure we make the time for it. If it's a show we really love. If it's not a show we really love, it usually just gets
We save it for Fridays usually.
Yeah. And then reading, again, during the week we try to read, but it's like late. Like I'm usually reading at like 10 p.m. or later.
Sometimes I start at 11.
Me too.
And I have to read for like at least 30 minutes a night because it helps me sleep.
But like so, we work long days, so it is really hard. And then on the weekends, like usually we'll be like go getting our tasks done, and I'll be like, Britt, I have to read for an hour. Like I need to read my book. I need to like take a break, and we'll just like honor that and make that happen. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah.
But I think the key is having some sort of organizational system. If you're asking me because you're trying to implement a process, I would have some sort of system like Asana or even like a Google Sheet. We use both to organize like what you need to get done with maybe like assigned due dates to make sure you know what you need to prioritize. At this point, I feel like it's just pretty easy for us to know, but due dates would help. And then, yeah, just like having a schedule and sticking to it.
Okay, this is probably the best question. If you can ask the Olsen twins anything, what would it be? It's also such a hard question. Because I would thank them first and foremost.
Yeah.
Just for like, I don't know, being everything I wanted in like a childhood idol.
Yeah.
And we just look up to them so much. I'm gonna like cry if I like talk about it. We look up to them so much, and we still do. We just really love them. I don't know like why we're so obsessed, but I guess
I think that they like came around in a time when we really needed them. Like I feel like there aren't any, not like twins are like, I don't know, like it's not like a separate thing really. It's just like your birth order, but like it's just seeing these twins doing movies, TV together, like made us, I think we've mentioned this before, made us feel like we can have careers together and like, oh, like they work together and they love it and they're making it work, and then seeing them evolve into like business owners is just so inspiring to us. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah. I think I would ask them like what they feel their like biggest like
achievement. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah,
has been, because I'd be really curious to hear what they say. Because it could even be like they're keeping their relationship with each other.
I think that
like,
they did answer that in an interview once. Yeah. But yeah, I would be so curious, like what they're the most proud of. If I could guess, I would say the row.
Yeah.
But it could be Elizabeth and James. It could be something else.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have so many questions, but ultimately, I just want to thank them.
And you guys know we would get along with them so well. They're Geminis. We love Geminis.
Yeah, we are Aquariuses.
Yes.
Air signs unite. We would love them.
And we will meet them someday. Like, I guarantee it will happen.
We put it on our vision board every single year. We'll get there.
It'll come to fruition.
Okay, and then this person also asked one thing you dislike about your job. I think that if you don't work in this industry, specifically in product development and production, working in product development in the beauty industry probably seems really like glamorous and like, oh, you could like play with product and like develop product, and that part is so much fun, but like the production side,
and that's probably the lesser part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like the actual like making sure this product gets onto shelves is so much work, and the production side in general is just super stressful because things always go wrong. There's so many things you can't control,
and people will lie to you.
People will lie to you. There's so many things you can't control. If you work in this industry or in production, probably in any industry, you can probably fully relate, but a lot of our job is literally like problem solving and quickly trying to find solutions when things go wrong, and that in itself is just very stressful and like anxiety inducing. So I'd say that's like the hardest part.
Okay, I think that's all the questions. We actually didn't have the question box up for that long, so if any more come through, maybe we'll just answer those on stories, because I feel like that could be, you guys probably follow us on Instagram too, so hopefully you would see it. But thank you so much. We love doing these Q&A videos. We're pretty open, I feel like, about anything, so maybe we'll do them more often, like over on Instagram.